All right, it's 10:10. How about we go ahead and get started?
I'm gonna try to do a couple of housekeeping rules. Please mute your own mics. If you have any questions, anything, please save those to the end and we'll be able to answer questions accordingly. Just want to welcome you to the 2022 spring kickoff for the TRIO Talent Search Program. We are sorry that we cannot do the in-person as we planned on last week, as we apologize. But due to the rise in numbers, we thought it was best to be safe for you, our students, families, and our staff. At this time, I will have a welcome from the Director of TRIO Programs, Mr. Dominic Cobb.
Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Hopefully this finds you well. As Curtis said, my name is Dominic Cobb. I direct the University of Illinois TRIO programs, and I'd like to give you a warm welcome from the entire TRIO family. For those of you who are new to the program, let me explain a little bit about the TRIO family. It's important to note that you don't stand alone. As a member of Talent Search, you are actually part of a network. Talent Search exists throughout the country. It's a federal program, so that means every year the Congress makes a decision, an affirmative decision, to fund TRIO. So Talent Search is something of a public trust. That means everyone who pays federal taxes, they contribute to this program. They support the effort that we are engaged in, and that effort is to make sure that you and your family build a plan that gets you to and through college. We think it's critically important for first generation and low income and students with potential to find their way through college, because a college education transforms your life. And it's happened for me, it's happened for my family, it's happened for the staff that works with you. So we are committed to the idea of making sure that you find a pathway to college and through college. And the first step is to make sure that you do well in middle school, to make sure that you graduate from high school having taken all the right courses and being prepared. And that is the bread and butter of what we do here in TRIO Talent Search. So know that as part of TRIO Talent Search, you're part of a network of talent search programs. But you should also know the TRIO Nation is larger than just talent search. You got cousins. Think of the programs like TRIO Upward Bound, TRIO Student Support Services, who serves college students, TRIO McNair, who serves college students. All of those people are funded by Congress as well, with the purpose of advancing them through different parts of education, getting them through higher education and helping them succeed. I'm telling you that because sometimes your journey will seem lonely. You got to sit down and do your homework. You got to go the extra mile to make sure you show up for your advising sessions with your TRIO advisors. There are many things that you must do individually, but understand you are part of a community who's working on that goal of bettering themselves, preparing themselves to level up by moving through college and moving to a successful career. So I want to thank you all for making some time today to focus in on your future. I want to thank you for making a commitment to doing your best and working hard so that you can achieve where you are in middle school or high school and move on to college and graduate from college. This is not just a program to get you there. Our goal is to get you through. We want to make college graduates, and we are thankful for your commitment to that. We want to commend your parents and guardians and supporters and loved ones who will help you along this process. I want to publicly thank our staff, Associate Director Cunningham and Director Blandon and Courtney Valentine, for all of their work that they do with you day to day. As the director of TRIO programs, I have a lot on my plate, and I absolutely cannot do it alone. So you only see my face so often, but you see my work through these wonderful staff people who work in the name of TRIO, in the name of the University of Illinois. and in the name of making sure that you and your families are here to build success. So I want to thank them for the excellent work that they do every day. And I want to finally welcome you to the kickoff of this spring semester Talent Search Trio program. We're expecting great things from you, and please know that we have your back. You have the people on the screen, but I'm the director of an office of more than 25 academic professionals and another 100 student and part-time employees who are all rooting for you and working in the background to make sure that we can provide you the support that you need. So again, thank you so much for your commitment to TRIO, and please know we are equally committed to you. Have a wonderful kickoff.
Thank you, Director Cobb. We went through a little introduction of staff, but we will do it more formally now. My name is Curtis Blandon. I'm the Assistant Director for TRIO Talent Search. Mr. Cunningham, you can unmute.
Hello, my name is Vince Cunningham. I'm the Associate Director of the TRIO programs with the Office of Minority Student Affairs.
And I'm Courtney Valentine, the Pre-College Advisor for TRIO Talent Search.
We also have Ms. Amanda McGuire rounding out our staff, which is Office Support Specialist in the office that works with TRIO Talent Search. Now we'll go over some talent search expectations. I always learn to be very brief and precise and to the point. Students who have worked with me, you know that I'm direct and to the point. Some of the things that we ask on school visits, we ask that you adhere to the passes that are sent to you, and also value the time that is allotted to meet with your TRIO Talent Search staff member. We also ask that you would just follow up with us anytime your demographics change. It's either your address, your phone, your email, your city, or your state. We ask also that when you sign up for programs, that you attend, because once you sign up for a program, you have now allotted money to be spent upon you that could have been spent on another student, and we want to value that space. We just ask that you follow the rules and that you respect all staff and all rules that are outlined by the school, the program, on campus and off campus, and by the Office of Minority Student Affairs and by the TRIO Talent Search program. The biggest thing is we want you to make sure and ensure that you understand that TRIO is here for you and TRIO works. It works as best as you utilize it and access it. So once again, we thank you for being part of TRIO Talent Search.
Thank you so much, Curtis. All right, you guys, we are going to go right into our spring 2022 activities. We are in 2022. All right, that was a little tongue twister for a second. I haven't said it really out loud yet. And so we're going to start with middle school. We have Mr. Al Smith, who is going to be offering our first program that's starting next week, Future Filmmakers. I will go into more depth about the ins and outs of it, but Mr. Al Smith is going to explain what is going to be offered during that program, as he is the leader and founder and wonderful all-around person who will be instructing.
No pressure, no pressure.
Take it away, Mr. Smith.
Good morning, everyone. So I don't know if people respond or not, but I need some interaction. That's the only way that I can live. So I'm going to say good morning, everyone. And I need somebody to respond to me with like unmuting their microphone and saying good morning, Mr. Smith. Let's see how long it takes.
Well, Mr. Smith, you know I'm going to say good morning to you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I got one. I heard an adult voice. I need like some other people.
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
All right, that's one. I need a little bit more energy too, right? I need a little bit more energy. Somebody else, please.
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
Thank you very much. All right, so my name is Mr. Smith. I lead a program called Future Filmmakers Masterclass. And so what that is, it's what you make it. So I'm a filmmaker, I'm an educator. I am in love with film, right? And I have a passion for students. So I created Future Filmmakers Masterclass back in 2017 here in Naptown. Anybody know what Naptown is? Raise your hand or speak up. What's Naptown? Let's start there. Anybody? Anybody?
We got
let me
the
see.
chat. Indy.
I said in the chat.
Oh,
Indy. Okay, I'm sorry. There it is. Yes. So Naptown, that's my hood. That's where I'm from. Born and raised here. But I fell in love with film a little bit back in my day when I was a teenager. I grabbed a VCR recorder. I know a lot of y'all like, what is a VCR, right? But it's one of those big joints, those really, really big cameras. And I just fell in love with it, and I started creating movies and whatnot. And so fast forward to 2022, I've produced a lot of short films. I'm actually in the process of creating a commercial. I mean, not a commercial, but a cartoon. And I teach kids all across the country, which has been amazing. And we've been traveling all across the country this last year, which has been phenomenal. And I'm really, really excited to be instructor for this time in the spring. And so what to expect? Energy, more than anything, is energy, right? And I'm just really excited. So what we're going to learn the basic foundations of filmmaking. And it is what you put in. So if, I ask you guys to create an assignment and I get one assignment in from 20, only that one person is really going to learn anything. And so film is really about learning how to communicate. I've over my last couple of years of teaching students, you guys have a really issue, a problem with learning how to communicate outside of texting somebody or, short messages. So film is a universal language that a lot of people understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to create short films. We're going to write scripts. We're going to draw storyboards and just really learn how to make a film. And actually, I might bring in like a celebrity here or there to make an appearance. So we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I only had like 5 minutes. Anybody have any questions? Oh my gosh. So let me tell you this. Something about me. I am not that instructor that will just sit here and just talk to a blank screen for an hour. That's just not how I roll. You guys will interact with us. Have you ever made a film? Yes, L'Oreal, I've made a film. So if you're interested about some of the things that I've done, go to perpixmedia.com. Here, I'll put it in the chat here. All right. So do kids need any special equipment? I will
answer that. Yeah.
We have it. We have all this.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Show up to our establishments. We have everything that we have the room, we have the technology, and remember we connected our iPads to all your stuff this summer.
Good. Okay. All right. So I got another question. Okay. How do I pronounce this? Is it Ija?
Yes, Aja.
Okay. All right. Ija, have I been involved in films? Not probably, no. However, I have a lot of friends, right? And so they put me on their set sometimes. So like I'm trying to think the last set that I was on. It's been a couple years ago. Anybody seen the movie Selma? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like I was in Alabama during that time, and I was sitting there chilling with my parents, and then Oprah came on. She's like, I'm here in Alabama. I'm like, what? You're here in Alabama? I'm here in Alabama. And so I had my parents drop me off. I'm like, hey, just drop me off where Oprah is. Just let me just see what happens. And so when they dropped me off, I looked I looked on the set, and I saw somebody that I used to mentor. So I texted him, like, yo, are you here in Alabama? He like, yeah, I'm here in Alabama. So I got on the set with Oprah. That was amazing, right? So I have a lot of friends that are in the industry, and I actually have them come and speak to my students. And so there are a lot of careers in film and media. You don't necessarily have to be an actor. You don't have to be an actress. You don't have to be a director. There are hundreds and thousands of various jobs in the media industry that I didn't know when I was in high school or middle school that existed. So my job is to provide you with those opportunities and those just those options, career options. If you're a creative person, you know, being an animator, right? So I have an animator that's going to come and speak to my students about animation. And she was telling me, she's like, you know what, we can't hire enough animators because there's so many jobs, but so few people that are qualified. All right. So I have, when will we make films? Can we make it about anything we want? Let's talk about it. So the whole purpose of Future Filmmakers is to provide you with tools for you to be expressive, right? So you can express your creative genius, right? So we can talk about it once the class gets started. I think that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still here to answer any questions, but I don't want to hog the agenda.
No, thank you so much. You definitely can stay to the end. And if any other questions arise, we'd be happy to have you answer them.
Okay.
So to add on to Future Filmmakers, I do want to give some information about it. You should have also received a flyer in your email, but if not, here's some of that info now. So this is for 6th and 8th graders. Okay, so for middle school students, it's going to be held on Saturdays on campus. So it's going to actually be right behind our building where the Office of Minority Student Affairs is. I forgot what we call it right now because the arcade, the arcade building. So it's going to be right behind us. It's held from 11 to 12:30 p.m. So obviously that's during lunchtime. We are going to feed you guys. And it's starting next Saturday. So next Saturday through March 12th. Every Saturday from January 22nd through March 12th. So it is a commitment. And we do want you guys to know that so that you are there every single Saturday so that you can get the most out of this course. Okay. The RSVP link was also sent in the email with this invitation to the information session today. It's limited seating. There's 25 seats available. We do currently have 13 students who have signed up. So there are 12 seats remaining for our 6th through 8th grade students, okay? We have also extended the deadline to RSVP to next Wednesday, January 19th. So you have until January 19th to actually RSVP. And then the next day you will receive a phone call and an email from me to confirm your RSVP. Okay, just in case anybody goes over the 25, I want to make sure that I reach out to the first 25 students first, make sure they're still committed and ready to go. Anybody over the 25 will then be put on the wait list. So if anyone is not able to make it for as many of the sessions, then we will go ahead and move down the list. Okay, so that gives us, let's see, I just want to make sure I'm reading anything that does pop up. Will we be able to make films on our phones? Okay, we'll answer that at the end. All right, so that's Future Filmmakers. If you did not receive the link, please feel free to email myself or Mr. Blandon. And then if you know your site coordinators, we'll actually talk about who those are in a second. You can reach out to them as well because they have the link. So we'll make sure we get that out to the 6th and 8th graders. Okay. If you have a 6th or 8th grader that you know who is not part of Trio Talent Search yet, they can apply for the program. And we'll also talk about recruitment in a second as well, and still potentially be able to get into the Future Filmmakers. So it doesn't have to be for anyone who's currently in it. We're still accepting applications. So there is still room for anybody who is not currently in Talent Search. Okay. Moving on to high school. So for high school students, that's 9th through 12th grade, we are planning our spring break college tour. All right. Very excited because obviously last year got canceled. This fall it got canceled. So we're really, moving forward with spring. We're not trying to cancel it. We really don't want to do that. So let's keep our fingers crossed on the COVID cases and that they stay down as much as possible throughout that time. But here is the details on the spring break college tour. It will take place from March 14th through March 16th. That is Monday through Wednesday. So we will depart on Monday morning and we will return on Wednesday, the 16th. Okay, March 14th through the 16th. It's going to be available to 30 students, 30 high school students. Okay, We will email an application to join that tour sometime at the beginning of February. You will also be able to receive that from your site coordinators. Tentative schedule of activities as follows. It's tentative because things could change, but right now this is currently what we have planned. On Monday, March 14th, we will depart from Champaign. We will also pick up students in Decatur, and we will go to Elmhurst University. So we're going to be visiting 2 colleges a day. It's going to be a busy, packed day. We want to make sure we maximize the 3 days that we're going to be in the Chicagoland area and suburbs. So I'm sorry, let me start there. We're going to Chicago. We're going to Chicagoland in the suburbs. So we're going to start off at Elmhurst University, and then in the afternoon, we'll be visiting North Central College. So those are going to be the west side suburbs. And the evening activity is slated at this time to be fun. We're going to go to Dave & Buster's and have a good time and eat some good food. On Tuesday, March 15th, we're going to go to Trinity Christian College, which is on the south side of Chicago, south suburbs. And then we're going to go all the way up north to the north suburbs to Lake Forest College. That evening activity on Tuesday is going to be slated for a Broadway play downtown. And then on Wednesday, March 16th, we are going to start off at the University of Illinois in Chicago, which is downtown Chicago. And then we are going to head in the afternoon to Loyola University, Chicago, which is still pretty much up north, but in Chicagoland area. Okay, and then that Wednesday, we are going to be returning home. So our goal with the colleges that were selected were not also based on the ones that were available to host college tours. Not all colleges are still hosting group college tours at this time. But we also wanted to make sure that we had a mix of colleges available to you. So the colleges that I've named, they range from large, medium, small, private, and public institutions. So we want to give you a range of schools in Illinois. Now, one big thing that we have to mention right now, if you haven't heard about Chicago's requirement that is also kind of reached into some of the suburbs if they are participating in it, is that in order to attend some of the activities and even some of the colleges that are providing food, we have to have our students be vaccinated, okay? That is gonna be a requirement for the students to attend the trip. We are not necessarily happy about that just because we know that could potentially limit the students who are gonna be able to participate. But however, we just have to note that because we wanna make sure that we can fully participate in the college tour and take students to the colleges and activities that we have planned. So please, note that we are not pushing the vaccine on anyone, but if you as a student or if you're a parent on here, if you want your student to participate, please know that they have to be fully vaccinated in order to participate. The establishments that we have reached out to are requiring that they do bring their vaccination card as well as a proof of an ID. So either physical card, or they can also have a screenshot on their phone, but it has to have the vaccination card and then their ID to verify that that's who they are. Okay, so that's what's happening with the spring break college tour. We will make sure that we keep you guys updated on all that, the deadlines to submit the application so that we can get that all settled. And then we'll also be staying downtown, but that will be part of the application. We'll have the itinerary in the application that will show you the times and dates and that will be at each location, the address, things of that nature, just so that you guys are aware. Okay.
Courtney, we'll verify this, but right now our understanding is that the vaccination is the one Johnson & Johnson or the 2 Pfizer and Moderna doses, not the booster. So that they're requiring. We will double check on that, but that is the definition of being vaccinated at this point in time.
Yes, thank you so much.
Could I interject? This is Director Cobb. I wanted to let you know there is a high likelihood that that definition will change by March. I've received notification through some of the schools. There was a notice sent out in Champaign schools that has changed their vaccination to require the booster for those who are eligible. That's also been the case here at the University of Illinois. We've required our students to have the booster as well as our faculty and staff members. So it seems to be moving in the direction of a booster if you are eligible for it as well. And since it's 2 months until this trip happens, that may be widespread. So plan to be as up to date with your vaccinations as are available to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Director Cobb. All right, we're going to talk about our school visits. So I'm going to lend it over to Curtis, and then I will talk about Champaign schools.
As Decatur visits, I am omitted on introducing Ms. Danielle Sebring, who is one of our site coordinators in Decatur. She's at MacArthur High School. Any students that need any services at that point in time, you will reach out to Ms. Danielle Sebring, or she'll reach out to you because she will find you. Also in Decatur is Ms. Jackie Hayes. She's at Eisenhower High School. And at the middle school, Stephen Decatur Middle School, is Ms. Melissa Tyus. And I also will be on hand periodically to meet with students. I would say, once again, please make sure that you adhere to the passes that are given to you, or anything of that nature pertaining to talent search. Urbana, at Urbana High School, I'm working with Ms. Kirkwood as well as Ms. Ward. So anytime you receive a pass from them, please come to the designated area. It will probably be the lecture hall. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take out of your day. I understand it's part of your lunch period. You want to eat, get that delicious meal from the cafeteria, but just make sure that you come and meet with me. Also at Urbana Middle School, Ms. Barbie Price, if you haven't met her as well, she will find you if you're on the list. But also reach out to any students that are your friends. Like I said, this program grabs people that are like-minded. So if you have friends that talk about they want to go to college and they may not know how to go to college, refer them to Trio Talent Search and let us get them signed up.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I am over the Champaign Unit 4 schools. And as you guys may have noticed, you haven't seen me much. I apologize. It has been quite a feat this past fall semester, as Unit 4 has kind of changed their policies on allowing volunteers into their school during this COVID time. But we have been working very hard to get everything finalized and approved so that I can have access to the school. So in the next coming weeks, you guys should be seeing my face and I should be seeing yours. That is exciting news. I'm very excited about that. So as of now, a tentative schedule that we are sending out to the principals at the schools will be on Monday. I will be at Centennial High School. Okay, Aaron Chun is our contact there. He's the college and career counselor. So if you need to get in contact with me or set up a time, he normally is the one who will send you the passes for that. On Tuesday, I will possibly be at Edison Middle School. We do not have a contact there just yet, but don't worry about that. We will make sure that we get that fixed, and then we will have somebody who you can always reach out to in the case that I'm not there. On Wednesday will be Jefferson Middle School, and the contact there is Mark Butler. He's one of the deans. On Thursday, it is Franklin STEAM Middle School, and the site coordinator there is Brenda Shea McLean. And on Friday is Central High School, and our contact there is Jessica Sopa, one of the counselors. At this time, the Unit 4 has requested that I am present during lunchtime. So I will not be there during any other class times. I will be only present during lunch because they want you to focus on your academics. Academics are always first and a priority. But if there is anything that we need outside of lunchtime where we need to communicate or talk or meet up or anything like that, then please reach out to me. I'm available after your school time. So that's something I can also do, is come back up there. But for right now, it's just going to be lunch. Again, hopefully once we keep continuing through COVID, I know we're hitting on like year 3 now, but that will open back up to more time throughout the day for us to meet. But right now, just know that I will be present during your lunchtime. And once this is securely, definitely finalized, I will send you guys communication. I will make sure your contacts at your school site coordinators are aware of when I will be there, where I will be, whether that's in the lunchroom or in a different space, whatever space is available to me to be at your school. I will make sure everybody knows that so that you know where to find me. And we're going to move over to seniors, where Mr. Vincent is going to talk about some FAFSA and college applications.
Hello, everyone. Once again, I'm Vince Cunningham. I just want to have a quick conversation, but I also want to just take a rewind back, since we do have sixth graders, 11th graders on here. Your senior year, our expectations is that you get your college applications done before you leave for Christmas break on your first semester of your senior year. That means we should be having discussions with Mr. Blandon and Ms. Valentine and myself when I show up about what your college choices are, and then navigate down to what your college options will be by the time your senior year, comparing their freshman profile to your current transcripts. With that in mind, the FAFSA opens up in October of every year during your senior year for the next academic year. The FAFSA, President Obama passed a law where they used a prior year. So prior year, for this year's seniors, the tax year they're using to decide what financial aid you get in 2022 and 23 is the 2020 FAFSA. And if you have established a FAFSA ID and password for your parents, you only need to have one for your one parent, and it has to be your custodial parent and yourself. Then when you go into the FAFSA, you can use data retrieval, and the FAFSA site will pull your taxes, the exact year taxes out of the IRS site, because they will connect with the IRS website and pull your information in. You also can put the information in manual. If anybody needs any assistance with this portion and have not completed that yet, please contact Mr. Blandon. He and I'm willing to do one-on-one meetings, and I'm also willing to do, and Curtis and Ms. Valentine and I are also willing to do group meetings with students to make sure this is done. If you have a change in circumstances, what I mean by change in circumstances is that because of the COVID pandemic, some people incomes or jobs have lost jobs, or income has been reduced due to that. Well, you're going to pull your taxes that you reported 2 years ago onto the FAFSA, and then when your child is accepted, or you are accepted to the university that you choose to go to, then we need to use their change of circumstances and report the reduction loss of income. Again, that's just a quick once over what the process is. You can contact us at any time to make sure that we can get, so you can get your proper information to your schools, because remember, your financial aid package is based on what you made, what your parent reported, and what the students report as their income. And then they establish something called the expected family contribution. So, so it's not too late. The last thing I'll say is that, and I'm just going to use the example, that all schools have something called a priority deadline, right? University of Illinois, we never changed our priority deadline date, so it's still March. But other schools, like my former institution that I used to work at, Illinois State, because they moved the FAFSA up to October, opening up in October, their priority deadline date is November 15th. What is the priority deadline date? The priority deadline date is defined as, if you get your FAFSA in before the prior deadline date, you will get everything you qualify for in terms of based on your income and your parents' income. If you get it in after that, you get what's remaining of what you qualify for. They guarantee your package if you get it in by the prior deadline date. And right, Director Cobb, FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, and that is what the schools will use to determine what you get from financial aid. And financial aid is Pell Grants, MAP grants, loans, scholarships, all those things. And the only way you can access those things to go to school is to have a completed FAFSA at the school that you plan to attend. What we encourage seniors also to do, if you haven't made your decision, your final decision where you want to go, everybody has accepted you. You need to make sure they get your FAFSA. You can go into the FAFSA site, put in your FAFSA ID and password, and add those schools. As you change your mind, or as you get accepted, or as you get acceptance letters and all those things. Again, we are here to assist you with that process. You do not have to do that process alone, all right? And if there aren't any other questions, I will move it on to Mr. Blandon to take any other additional questions.
I wanted to interject real quick. I'm sorry, because I didn't put it on here, but we got to talk about recruitment. just a little bit more in depth before we open it up to some questions. We are recruiting, you guys, we are recruiting. So what that means is we have space available for more students to be a part of Talent Search. And we are actively looking for middle school and high school students to be a part of the program currently, okay? During this COVID time, we have lost a lot of students due to them moving out of district, out of state, not within our schools. They've just changed different schools because we have our partner schools, as we mentioned, the schools that we mentioned for our school visits. So we are in recruitment mode. We are heavily seeking 6th and 7th graders at this time. COVID started during the time that now our 8th graders are 8th graders. So we have not been able to be in the schools as we once were, being able to inform students and their families on Talent Search. So therefore we really don't have 6th and 7th graders to start moving up the pipeline, even into the high school. So if you know anyone, your friends, your family, just anyone at all who would be interested in what Talent Search has to offer, please send them our way, or to the site coordinators that we mentioned, or to yourself, just so you can kind of get them flowing first to our way. And then we will be more than happy to send them the application and the requirements to be a part of the program. But please know that we are actively seeking more students to be a part of TRIO Talent Search. Please, if Mr. Vincent or Curtis, if you have anything to add, please do so.
Courtney, there's a question in the chat that asks if there is a flyer or a link that they can share, that you can share with people to put on social media.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to answer too, but I'll do it live now. That's a great idea, Kelly. We can develop one of those and put it in Google Classroom and send it out to students. But please encourage your friends or relatives to utilize the process that Ms. Valentine suggested, that meeting with our site coordinators, or having or bring them to a session when we come to schools, or contacting us. But yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea. That'd be easy for us to develop that and send that out, or have that available on our Google Classroom. Thank you for that idea, Kelly.
There's also another option for those listening. If you go to the Office of Minority Student Affairs website, which is www.omsa.illinois.edu, you can click on TRIO programs and click on Talent Search. And there you can find information and an application already on the website. So both of those things can happen.
We have another question. Do you have anything for student athletes? Could you elaborate a little bit more? Are you talking about clearinghouse information to secure a Division I scholarship? What are you talking about specifically for athletes?
Yeah, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end right now with our question and answer section. So please, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, you can write them in the chat, and we'd be happy to start answering those now. So she followed up with scholarships and programs.
So if you're talking about scholarship searches, yes, we will assist with that. We do not have connections with athletic directors and recruiters and coaches at any college level. So, but we can get that information from, but contacting the school. But really, what really helps with that is supposed to be your coach and your athletic director at your high school. Those are the people that facilitate the scholarships, because just to not to elaborate on it too long, but just to give you information about it. People want to see film on you. They want to know your schedule, see how you perform. And so they will utilize the film that your athletic director, your coach will send to them, or the schedule come to see you play. Mr. Blaney can elaborate on that if you want to, Mr. Blaney, because you actually took advantage of that process when you were not in college.
Yes, and to piggyback on what Mr. Cunningham was saying, we can help present you as a student. You got to take care of the athletic part and your coaches. But the biggest thing is you have to be accepted into the school in order for any coach to even want to talk to you. Because once you get accepted to the school, now we can start talking about money of how we can split it up between academic and athletic scholarships. Because in truth, there is no such thing as 100% athletic scholarship anymore. You got to meet them halfway with the academics as well as the athleticism. And also, you don't go to a school just because that school wants you. Go to a school that fits you. If your athletics was to end today, could I say I will still want to matriculate at that school? But we're here to help you with that as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you have a parent that is not a first generation college student or makes a well income, do you not qualify for it?
You talking about our program, or you talking about, what are you talking about specifically?
The program and
Okay.
like going on the college trip and everything else.
Camille, that's a great question. I would encourage whoever is interested to fill out the application. When we get applications, we look at the federal guidelines and they tell us what those criteria may be. So there is an opportunity for students, a certain percentage of students in the program need to be first generation and low income according to the federal guidelines. And then we have the latitude to admit other students who just have academic need. So what we need to do is see the entire application so we can look at all of the aspects and make a good decision. So I'd encourage you to let them know if they have any interest in Talent Search and the college preparation services that we provide, to please apply.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I see a question for, can you still sign up for Upward Bound? We
I can
hate
answer that.
handshakes.
Yes, Upward Bound is still recruiting as well. So, and you can utilize the same process Director Cobb described, going to OMSA's website, clicking on Upward Bound, because their application is on there as well.
Thank you, Mr. Blandon. He, just so you know, in the chat, he did put some more information about future filmmakers with the dates and then the link. So if you want to click that link, if you are in middle school, or just highlight it and save it, you can do so at this time as well, to have your people sign up for future filmmakers. Are there any other questions at this time? We still have a few more minutes to 11, so we don't want to cut anybody off. So please let us know. And of course, if you are not thinking of anything now, something comes up later, feel free to reach out to us. Of course, we're available anytime before 5.
I have a question.
Okay.
So like, if I'm in trio, does that mean I have to go to like the University of Illinois or no?
Great question. No, not at all, honey. So Trio Talent Search, yes, we are based at the University of Illinois for this particular program. There are Trio Talent Search programs at other campuses as well. We do not promote any university in particular for you to apply to or attend. Our job is to help you find the best fit college that you would want to attend, that hopefully gives you the right amount of financial aid, and that, again, you're going to be able to graduate from. So no, you do not have to go to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign or any of our sister schools at all to be a part of our program.
In fact, that Director Cobb has signed assurances for all of our pre-college programs that we will not push University of Illinois, that we will do just what Ms. Valentine and Mr. Blandon described, that you're going to choose the college that best fits you and that you want to go to. Now, you apply can be an option, but that has to be an option that you choose freely. You can go to any university that you want, and that is our job to assist you in achieving that goal.
Great question, Joelle. All right, I'm hearing crickets. So I'm gonna let your brain process any final last question you may have.
I actually have another question. So,
All
like,
right.
let's say that I was going to go to like this university in New York. Would you guys still support me or no?
Yes, yes, we will support you. We will help you with the application. We will get information for them. We will make sure that we have make sure that you understand what their admissions criteria is and what their deadline dates in terms of their prior deadline dates are for applying and in securing financial aid.
And then
What
we
we
will
like to
go
do
over.
what we like to do with out of college schools is looking at your award letter with you,
Right.
and making sure that because something is called an unmet need, and not to go into all this FAFSA stuff, but when you go out of the state of Illinois, you lose the state of Illinois grant. And if you go to New York, because you're not a citizen, your parents and you are not citizens of New York, they're not going to give you that equivalent. So you have to look at what that unmet need to see if it's not only as fit for you, but can you financially go to that school? So yeah, not to elaborate on, but yeah, we will help you go any university that you're interested in going.
Another question in the chat. What is the difference between the Upward Bound and the Talent Search program?
That's a wonderful question. We get that question a lot. And here's what is the same about them. They are both programs that focus on getting you prepared for college. Here's the difference. Talent Search actually starts with students who are younger. They work with middle school students and high school students. Talent Search is a smaller program in that they offer primarily experiences that enrich you and the advising. The advising is the really central piece of what happens. That's what we've talked so much about, coming into the schools, meeting with you, making sure that we can give you the information about how to navigate what's happening in school now, how to prepare financially, and how to set yourself up for greater success. Those are the focuses. Upward Bound is a little older of a program, and it's built out more, meaning they have a summer component. They have a 6-week residential summer component with Upward Bound. So there is that opportunity. And Upward Bound focuses exclusively on high school. So here's what I tell folks. Both programs are great. Both programs have the goal of getting you to college. If you started with Talent Search can see you through all the way there. If you start with Upward Bound, it can do the same, but it's just about the kind of experience you want. If you want a summer component, which is really academically intensive, Upward Bound may be the track for that. If you would rather get the in-school counseling and have these extracurricular activities like the college visits or the workshop or the film instruction that we've offered today, then Talent Search is probably better suited for you. But what's the same? The goal is to get you to college. What's different? The age groups that are involved, and there's a bit of a different set of opportunities, different activities with each program. But that's a great question.
All right, we're coming up on our 11 o'clock mark. Are there any other questions?
I also wanted to say for students, don't think once you graduate high school, we just let you go, because we still track you 6 years out. We want to make sure that you obtained your goal of getting a bachelor's degree. And just to be sure that you understand, as far as the first generation, your parent has to get a bachelor's degree, not an associate's degree. I just want to make sure that you know that, because we had a lot of students who thought just my parent went to college, they got an associate's degree, I'm not first generation. You're still considered first gen. But also when you go to a college outside the state of Illinois, we still try to help you connect to other TRIO programs because we know that they are worldwide. So we also write letters of recommendation for scholarships. We even help with job references, all those things. But we need to know you. So that means you need to know the TRIO program in order for us to vouch for you. We're nothing that hurts you. We're nothing that takes your time or takes away from you being a kid. We want you to be a kid as long as you can. We're just trying to help guide you into adulthood for the things you need to do. It's almost like I say, it's just like insurance. You don't want to pay for it. You may not use it, but you're better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So that's what I feel about the TRIO program. Just know that when you see me, Ms. Valentine, Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Cobb, any of us, you can say that I'm part of the TRIO family and know that you're part of TRIO Talent Search.
I see a question in the chat that says, what about you guys' college experience? And what about a master's degree? I'll take a stab at that quickly. I'm a TRIO student. I'm an alum of TRIO Upward Bound. So I went to the high school experience of TRIO. When I graduated, I went to the University of Illinois and stayed here for both my undergraduate degree and master's degree. I'm from Champaign, went to Centennial. So the trajectory that some of you all are on, I had a very similar experience. What is a master's degree? Some of you may be thinking about. It's graduate school. After you do your 4 years to get your undergraduate degree, and some people may take a little longer, you can decide that you want to specialize in something. So you would go to graduate education, which gives you an opportunity to do an advanced work in that area. For me, it was education, and they give you another degree. Once you finish your master's degree, you may decide that you want to further your study more and get a professional degree or get a doctorate degree. So there are more levels to attain, but that was my path, and others can talk about what their path has been.
Yeah, briefly for me, I'm also from Champaign. I went to Central High School, and I'm not a first generation student because my mother received her bachelor's degree when I was in middle school. So she took a different path on just waiting a little bit longer. But then I did attend the University of Illinois for my undergrad, and I then went to Loyola University for my master's. I also did participate in TRIO student support services when I was at the University of Illinois here at Urbana-Champaign. So again, as Director Cobb mentioned, that's when you're a college student, you can still receive TRIO services. So I did the tutoring and went in the tutoring center. I got help on my essays. And I got advising. So again, as we've mentioned, TRIO isn't just for middle school, high school, or even college. It does also go to graduate for McNair students. So we really are trying to support you guys from 6 through onward, okay, until you're ready to be done with your education. So yeah, that's kind of my story of how I was involved with TRIO and then my path in college. So with that said, let's go ahead and round out this kickoff session today. Mr. Cunningham put in the chat, you can email him, reach out to him for any information on the college application or financial aid process. With that being said, I will go ahead and put my email in the chat. And you can also email me with any questions. We will still be in touch. If you're not receiving our emails, please feel free to email us the correct email, okay? Because I do send out email in bulk form, and it does say these amount of number of people don't have emails on file. So if you're not receiving it, it may be because we don't have it on file, or maybe it's not correct. Maybe a letter or a number is off. So please, as Mr. Blandon said, if your information changes, please give it to us. If we don't have it, please give it to us. We want to make sure you're receiving our communication at all times, okay? Thank you so very much for being here today with us. We truly appreciate your time. Hopefully we were able to answer some questions about the spring and what we're going to be able to offer. We will also continue adding more information as things get added to our calendars, and we will make sure to share that with you. So thank you guys. You take care, and we will be seeing you in the next coming weeks. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.